Let's queer up trans rights. 19 attorneys general join case in Florida to block gender-affirming care for adults. Republican attorneys general and legal representatives from 19 states have submitted an amicus brief in a Florida case, Dekker v. Weida, which currently mandates that transgender individuals in Florida continue to be offered coverage under Medicaid for their gender-affirming care. In 2022, the Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration introduced a standard of care declaring that transgender care, irrespective of age, is experimental and thus shouldn't be covered by the state's Medicaid program. These guidelines, based on manipulated research by the agency and its contractors, have emerged as a pivotal element in legislative and judicial debates across the United States concerning transgender care. As Republican-led states with supermajorities explore avenues to challenge gender-affirming care, a new target is emerging: health insurance coverage for transgender adults and their essential medical needs. The letter, principally authored by Attorneys General Marshall, Griffin, and Skrmetti from Alabama, Arkansas, and Tennessee, respectively, aims to reverse the Dekker decision. The Attorneys General have referenced the Dobbs decision, which overturned abortion rights, 8 separate times. They voice concerns that if the district court upholds Medicaid coverage by imposing heightened scrutiny on laws affecting transgender individuals, it might similarly apply heightened scrutiny to abortion rights. So that one was a doozy, but as I've been saying the whole time, when it comes down to abortion rights, transgender care, it's about bodily autonomy and the right to self-determination. Mm-hmm. Do you want to have a pregnancy right now? Do you want to have a child? Yes or no? That's your choice. Do you wish to have surgery that affirms your gender and whatever might go into that with other medical care? Yes or no? It's nobody else's decision or business, right? It's your bodily autonomy, and I think that's what it comes down to is legislators who don't want you to have that ability.
Once again, this fully demonstrates that this is not about protecting the youths or whatever they want to call it. They want to block, minors assessing gender-affirming care, saying that, the minor doesn't have, that doesn't, right. Yeah, blah, 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 all the spiel. Appealing to suburban moms who are scared of everything. And then, but these letters literally spell it out. This is not about just transgender affirming care for minors. This is also about adults. They want to strip adults' rights to affirm their own gender just because they don't like transgender people. Yep. And secondly, the 8 times they refer to Dobbs, it's not an accident. This brief is going up the ladder. They want SCOTUS to see it, where Alito and Clarence Thomas and the right-wing judges can see it and say, yes, our decision will be in peril if we affirm trans rights. So we must strike it down.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, go ahead, Monte.
Oh, I just think by targeting healthcare, and this is why we need universal healthcare. Yep. This is why it doesn't need to be tied to your job, doesn't need to be tied to your income. Everyone should have access to it, and then these kind of arguments won't hold any water.
Well, and that's the thing. Why do Republicans want Americans to be unhealthy? Go back to the 1990s, and they fought Hillary tooth and nail for that healthcare fight. Then we finally got something passed, and they spent years in courts and in the legislatures trying to ban it. Florida fortunately had a somewhat responsible governor in Charlie Crist when it came time for Florida to accept it, and we did. That's what it is. It's all about the health care. Why they want to just come in and just actively make your life better.
Because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Here's why I don't think it's going to actually work. The court has, in recent history, within the last 3 years, has, yes, struck down Roe, but they also affirmed trans people as part under Title IX or Title VII. Kavanaugh wrote a decision a couple of years ago.
Title VII.
So right now, Title VII, right. So there doesn't appear to be a mood on the court to go super far in reeling back something that they literally just put out there. And I don't think even with the addition of Justice Barrett that it's going to move.
I'll correct you for a second. It was Gorsuch. It wasn't Kavanaugh.
I'm sorry, Gorsuch. Okay.
Gorsuch actually wrote that, of course, are just a textualist. So in other words, literally on the basis of sex. And therefore, because gender identity and sexual orientation are both intrinsically tied to the word sex, that discrimination cannot happen based on sex. That's how he reached the conclusion. I don't care how he reached the conclusion, as long as he reached the right one.
Right. Of course, we have to keep following this. And I mean, maybe he's a vampire, but Thomas can't live forever. Come on, people.
Oh, I know.